Hi, I'm Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation. Been doing this for a long time. This topic is a cool topic. It's what to do if your husband is immature. And that's like asking, what do I do if my dog gets distracted when someone throws a ball? I'm not kidding. Men are, compared to women, typically immature. Is it good? Is it bad? It depends on your perspective. So I'm going to make this video about your perspective, not about your husband, not about what to do, although that's going to come up, but about your perspective. I want to remind you why you married your husband. You loved him. And you got married to him because you wanted to be happy. You wanted to experience love. That's why you married your husband. You didn't marry him so that he could be serious about everything. You didn't marry him so that he would be stoic and mundane and, grumpy old man. You married him because you loved him and you wanted to have that soul connection. You didn't marry him to judge him, to decide whether he's being mature or immature. That's not why you married him. And your vows were all about loving him, being there for him, enjoying him, and allowing him to enjoy you to the fullest, which means you open your heart. And you get the clutter that's in your mind out of the way so that you can open your heart all the way. You see, one of the greatest problems that all of us have, and it's primarily because we're uneducated, is that we don't know how to open our hearts. We don't think about that. We are trained from the time we're little to be responsible adults, to do things in a certain way, to fall in line, to make sure that everything is so, that we earn enough money, that we are able to make sure we take care of our families. All of those things are important, but they're mundane, meaning they're not connected to our spiritual self, which just so happens to be what we are. We are souls. We have a body and we have a mind, but we're souls. We're ever new joy. We're ever expanding love. We're the deepest of the deep when it comes to wisdom. That's what we are. But then we have these minds and they get in the way with fear, with uncertainty, with confusion. And they block our ability to let our love, our liquid love, flow into our marriage and consume us with how we want it to be consumed, in love and in joy. And so when your mind goes to this place of my husband is immature, you're labeling him for an attribute that really only shows up occasionally anyway. He's not immature at work. He's not immature when he's driving the car. Well, maybe sometimes from your perception. But he's serious enough to prevent accidents, to watch out for the other guy. You got to watch your own mind. You're going to destroy your marriage. You have to see your husband through the eyes of your heart. You have to get rid of all of the stuff that interferes with your love. Just because you have a thought, just because you have an emotion, doesn't mean you have to respect it. I know that psychologists today talk about respecting your emotions, and I'll tell you right now, that's all nonsense. Your emotions are a software component in your mind, but they're not as important as love, as your heart. That love that I'm talking about is what you feel. When, for instance, you see your kids sleeping and your heart just opens up. Or when you're making love with your husband, all of a sudden you feel that your heart is opening up. Or when you go to a wedding and there's that moment when your heart just opens up. You're supposed to feel that all the time. And you can feel that all the time. What gets in the way of that is the mind. Now, your mind is not an enemy, But you're supposed to master your mind so that it is in service to you for the purposes that I just described, feeling love and feeling joy. And labeling your husband does not bring joy and love, not into your marriage. What brings joy and love into your marriage are the expressions of those. So when you have these thoughts come up, oh, he's immature, oh, look what he's doing, da 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 da, get rid of them. It's your mind. You're the one who decides what's in your mind, and those don't belong there. There should never be a negative thought about your husband, period. Oh, some of you are going to go, that's not realistic. Yes, it is. What, you think that I make this stuff, record this, and live differently with my own wife? I don't. The thousands who have taken the courses for men or the courses for women learn this stuff, and they do it too. It is your mind. You are a soul. You have a mind. You have a body, but you are you. You don't have to allow these thoughts. You don't have to allow anger. You don't have to allow criticism. You don't have to allow anything other than thoughts of love, appreciation, support, admiration. That's what it's all about. When you clean your mind that way, you know what happens? Your love flows through it. You're filled with love. Then your marriage is filled with love, the joy. And then you have what God intended for us, to have a marriage filled with love and joy, which brings us closer to God. God is in a way selfish about that. He wants us. Or you could say she wants us, however you want to see God. God wants us. And what is God? Is love. How do you get love? You give love. And I'm not talking about a reciprocation. But as you give that love, it's flowing through you. And there's a saying, the channel is blessed. You're the channel by that which flows through it. And the love should be flowing through it. Should be flowing through you, through your mind, through your heart, through you, the soul. And then what do you do if your husband is immature? Nothing. You don't have a second thought about it, other than how cute is my husband. Look how beautiful he is. He's such a childlike soul. I love him so much. Those are the thoughts to have. Those are the impressions that should stick with you. You should be walking on a cloud of love in the joy of your marriage. You should be a subscriber to this channel so you can learn how to be married. Where else are you going to learn these things? This is what we teach. Now there's people whose marriages are so far gone, they need the course for women or the course for men, or read one of my books. But it may be enough for you just to watch these videos. So subscribe. And those of you who are subscribers, many of you have asked, how can I become a TM? And when I say many of you, I'm talking about there's a lot of therapists now who are watching these videos and getting a lot out of this. They're trying to use bits and pieces in their own work with their own clients. And you can become a TMF counselor. Or if you're clergy, we get clergy all the time also who write in, oh, you know, I'm a pastor and, you know, I love your stuff and I want to learn more. And they take the courses too. But you can become a TMF trained counselor. You could even become certified. And I'm preparing this course now. It's not ready yet. We're not even ready to sell it yet. We're going to soon be pre-selling it at a big discount because we want a lot of TMF counselors. So let our support team know. Write in, go to the website, write to the TMF support, say I'm interested, let me know when it's on the website, and we'll let you know. Until then, thank you. Like this video if you remember it now. I know I started talking about being a TMF counselor, but like the video, leave a comment if you want. God bless you. Thank you so much for showing up. And take care.